Someone told me once, if you're intrigued by filmmaking as a career, you're off to a wrong start. But if you need to make films, if you feel like you can't rest until you've told this particular story that you're burning to tell, then that's what differentiates you from the rest. My name is Blake Ritter. I'm a filmmaker, actor, and writer. Honestly, I don't think I'm a very good filmmaker, at least not yet. I've struggled a lot, and sometimes I feel like there were more failures than success. But what I do have is a lot of experiences and all of those mistakes I've made. So by sharing them, hopefully it inspires others. I've made 13 short films in 2 years, so there's a lot to tell. So the first question a lot of people ask me is, how did I get into filmmaking? And to answer that, I think we have to go back to the very beginning of my life. I was born in a city called Shanghai in China. And back in the 80s, life for kids were very different, obviously. There's no iPad and iPhones. So if you want to play, you have to go out and play on the streets. And I didn't play that much. And when I did, I often kind of just, play by myself. So I guess I was always the kind of shy and quiet kid in the room. And then at the age of 9, I moved to Birmingham in the UK with my parents. And then when I arrived, I didn't know a word of English or the culture of England. So it was pretty tough. And I still remember when I first started school that day and I needed to go to the toilet. So I got to the toilet, and in China back then, in the 80s at least, it was normal to just squat and do your business, But in the UK, obviously they don't have that. So I got to the toilet. I was searching for a place to squat, and there wasn't one. But then I spotted the sink in the corner, and I thought, okay, maybe this is where you go and pee. So I went there and I started peeing, and then a couple of kids walked in, and then they were like, "Whoa, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing that? It's a urinal." They just started laughing. So I always tell people this is probably the most embarrassing moment in my life. I think it was around the age of 12, I started to discover my creative side. So at school, I hated English and maths, hated them. Science was okay because I was a curious boy, so that was okay. Boy, do I get excited when there was like a music or art lesson. So I was in the school band and played the trombone as well. And also I loved drawings and did a lot of paintings in lessons. And I think there was once where I joined a competition where you have to design a Christmas card for like a House of Commons, and I got selected as one of the winners. I think there was like a few different things, like that, and I think I won. There was a lot of creativity stuff I was into, including like magic tricks. So I think it was from the age of 15 and all the way even up to now, I do a bit of magic. If there's time, I'll learn a new trick and just perform it to people. I did a little bit of cabaret on stage, but the close-up with the coins, the card is kind of my favorite, I guess. So yeah, I think that was the time I realized how much I kind of enjoy entertaining people, making them laugh, give them those shocking moments of, whoa, how did you do that? It's like, oh. With magic, I believe you still have to be a kind of a good storyteller. There's like a beginning of the trick, the middle, and kind of the climax at the end. So you're taking a spectator through a kind of a magical journey, and then at the end they'll be amazed. So I think that's when I started to know my kind of abilities of telling stories in a kind of magical way.
Get down.
The very first Hollywood movie I watched was Terminator 2. It was on one of those VHS tape, and I had no idea what the heck was going on, obviously, because of the language barrier. But I really enjoyed the visual and the action. And then from that point on, I just kind of borrowed more tapes from friends and just non-stop watching night after night. And then when I ran out of tapes from friends, I would go to a kind of VHS rental shop. There was a library where you can go and rent movies on the VHS tapes. And I remember there was like a limit of 5. So I would spend ages at the library deciding which 5 to take, because there's always more than 5 I want to watch. And then I'll watch it probably within a week and come back and get the next 5. And I always get pissed off when the one I wanted to see the week after wasn't there anymore. Someone else has got it. A friend of my parents who had a massive collection of old classic martial arts films. I remember I went through all of them. I think there was about 20. We had like Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Jet Li. It was all from the 80s and 90s, so I watched all of them. Like any kind of teenager kid, you would be like obsessed with martial arts. And after the films, I always get like kind of hyped up, thinking I'm the action star. I wanna fight in films. And I remember my mom always get pissed off because I go home and I pick up these cushions and start hitting them, throwing the air and kick and hit, thinking like I'm in a movie. After college, I started a career in digital marketing. Didn't have any interest in the film industry as a career, but I did want to do acting. I think I was just too shy, and I didn't think I would make it. So that's probably the one thing I regret. I think had I started doing acting a lot early on, at the age of 18 or even earlier than that, I would have gained a lot more experience and probably start doing filmmaking a lot earlier as well. So for anyone who wants to pursue their passion, I would say just forget the self-doubt and do it as early as you can, because I wasted so many years thinking that's my life, that's my career. I mean, at the time I did enjoy doing marketing because there's an element of creativity where you can see the engagement from customers, which result in kind of sales. I did enjoy those days. I mean, I still do a little bit of marketing for my own brand on social media, but yeah, I just wish I started a lot earlier with the film industry. I did the marketing career for about 10 years before I moved to London just to seek more opportunities, I guess. And I found another big, massive marketing job. And it was about a year into that job in London, my mind kind of started to wonder, like, you know, what am I doing? Like, every day, Monday to Friday, sitting on a packed tube, going to work for about 8-9 hours and then coming back on the packed tube again. So I think, is this what I want in life? Am I going to do this for the rest of my life? Am I going to enjoy it? And I was already at management levels and I didn't want to go any higher. So basically I was stuck. So I got into acting. I wanted to try acting.